So let's talk about a little bit the steel layer, okay? Well, as I talked to you before, in the process of manufacturing, we can have this profile steel sheet. This profile steel sheet can be in different shapes, different profiles. As you can see here, I can have the profile R. It's called Rook wave. It's like a little, like a triangle. Let's say a kind of triangle. That is the one that is over here. It's also the same thing as I have in my sample here. I'm not sure if you can see, but it has like a little bit of this triangle shape. You can even distinguish really easy to your site. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, let's talk about then the square wave. Well, this is kind of, as I said before, it's kind of slope, so it goes up and down, and it allows a different aesthetics as well as the sandwich panel. Here in this case, I will have this particular case, let's say. In the other part of the sandwich panel, I will try to show you a little bit, if you don't know if you can identify properly. But in this case, we have the sandwich panel that goes low, up, and so on and so forth. So this kind of a square wave. Then we're gonna go through the embossed, the E type of steel layer. In this case, it's a little bit more broad. The surface has like micro fibers, and that's it. Also, the flat version can be done in these profiles. Okay, so as we were talking before about the sandwich panel profile, this also can be understanding about what kind of material are you gonna base your steel layer. As we talked in the very beginning, can be done through two different base material. The first one is pre-painted galvanized steel, PPGI, or it can be by the pre-painted Galvalume, PPGL. Okay, in both of them, we're gonna talk about the different, let's say, structure. How is this sandwich panel itself? You might understand it because of the previous presentations, that it also was talked the same issue. In the pre-painted one, we have different characteristics that we have to consider as well. It's not the same if your project is gonna be in the high mountains. If it's not going to be the same if your project is going to be in the middle of the desert or just close to the sea. Well, these kind of considerations are maybe for you, it might be, it's not so much. But however, to be honest, you have to consider, what about the environment corrosions? What about the wind erosion? What about the precipitation? And those factors that might induce and somehow and also influence the lifespan of your steel layer, and of course about your sandwich panel. So you might have to understand this sandwich panel, this steel layer has different configuration. We have like the base material, in this case is HRC, hot roll, and then on top we have the coating system that in case of the pre-painted Galvalume is aluminum and zinc, and in the case of galvanized is just zinc. Okay, the third one, we can have a film protector that is here that allows the primer, the painting, have an adhesion to adhere to the surface and to get like really a touch so the color doesn't fade away. Then finally we have an optional film, an optional finish that can be a film protector. This one can be also until 40 micrometers, so it's really important to you to understand what kind of painting do you have or do you need. PE, SMP, HDP or PVDF. What kind of environment are you going to put your project? It's gonna be close to the sea. Okay, let's put like HDP so we ensure the lifespan of your project. There's no problem with it. Or if you need any requirements about ultraviolet radiation, let's talk one-to-one, and we're glad to assist you. So regarding the different paint types, as I was talking to you before, it's not the same as PE painting from a PVDF. Each one of them has a different property. So it's important that we understand each one of them has a different application. And of course, it depends only on your project, only on your client. So we can talk more specific together. Among the different colors of this steel layer, we have all the different RAL chart availability, so there's no problem. Also, if there is any specific inquiry, we can just talk about the different color creation.